Hey viewers, my name is Cookie LeB.A.P and so is the show. The category here are sensational reviews, where I review anything that excites the senses, whether sight, sound, smell, taste, or touch. Whew, has it been a week, right? So, I assume most of you have already know on Friday, March 26th, Lil Nas X let out a new single accompanied with a music video. When I first saw the music video, I knew it was going to be the topic of my next show. It has caused quite a stir of controversy, and since we have a lot to go over, we are going to break this into 4 segments. To begin, I will summarize the meaning I perceived from the music video to the best of my abilities, showing what I, as a gay black man, saw in this video. Next, my thoughts on visual imagery and creativity of the music video. Lastly, with my personal thoughts on Lil Nas X's overall video, and leave you with a rating. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. To start to grasp the meaning of Lil Nas X's video, let us start with the first statement in the beginning of the music video. In the beginning, Lil Nas X says, "In life, we hide parts of ourselves we don't want the world to see. We lock them away. We tell them no. We banish them. But here, we don't. Welcome to MONTERO." So, at first glance, I'm getting that MONTERO is a place where you don't have to hide parts of yourself from the world. When I saw this, I instantly connected his statements to a past where I used to hit myself whenever I had thoughts of doing anything gay. Knowing what it is like to be in a land where I banished parts of who I am. Now, if you also notice as well though, especially if you are a Lil Nas X fan, is that MONTERO is his legal first name. I could also assume that him naming this place after himself could be symbolism that he is exposing himself. In this production, he is showing more than he has before. I could tell Lil Nas X was already putting himself in position to be more vulnerable, and to show his audience, whether supporting or not, more of who he truly was, which I think is one of the key messages in this video. Being brave and vulnerable enough to show who you truly are. Now, let us look into a letter that he wrote to himself after the video came out that will show some of his motivation behind making this video. The letter reads, "Dear 14-year-old MONTERO, I wrote a song with our name in it. It's about a guy I met last summer. I know we promised to never come out publicly. I know we promised to never be that type of gay person. I know we promised to die with the secret. But this will open doors for many other queer people to simply exist. You see, this is very scary for me. People will be angry. They will say I'm pushing an agenda. But the truth is, I am. The agenda to stay the out of other people's lives and stop dictating who they should be. Sending you love from the future. -LNX archery emoji." When I finished reading this letter that he wrote to himself, I took away 2 key terms. Again, his vulnerability. He exposes to all of us that the barriers and boundaries that he is crossing terrifies him, because he knows some are not going to see this as inspiration for other queer people to simply exist like I do. Some are going to see his imagery and message more as persecution towards their own belief and get very, very defensive. He is not even sure if he is ready for such scrutiny, and that is the first concept I get from this letter. The second term to come to mind is self-love. This letter was written to a past version of himself that was most likely in a very dark place. He hides parts of him, promised himself to never be the negative stereotypes placed on his community and take part of his identity to the grave without giving himself full recognition. In the long run, he was not appreciating and loving all that he was and possibly was told to hate it. Now, he is recognizing that not only is he going to have to accept all that he is as a person to be able to love all who he is, but unfortunately accept all the hate that comes with being his true self. This is a process of recuperation, taking radical ideas such as homophobia and racism, for example, absorbing the intense hate from the radical idea, twisting it towards a more positive example so that over time, others in the same community can have a more diffused and less intense hate happen towards them when the inevitable negative ideology is placed upon them. A great example of this is the N-word. It has been used to dehumanize people of color for hundreds of years and was co-opted and adjusted to be used in the Black community as a term of friendship towards others, taking a bit of stigma and hate the word had over the whole community. I'm sure Lil Nas X was told that he was going to hell, or that he was wrong for being who he is, and it really did hurt him. So to help future gay Black men and queer people in general, who will for sure experience the same type of pain and scrutiny, he went to hell by stripper pole with his hair laid, wearing nothing but underwear and some black leather high heel boots, hoping that future stigmatized queers would see this and not change themselves, because the pain of being told you're going to hell is not as painful as hiding your true self. To summarize on what I grasped as the meaning of this piece, Lil Nas X has dealt with a lot of pain because of hiding parts of himself. Then when he finally was strong enough to show the world more of who he is, he faced more scrutiny from others who did not agree with his expressions. So, to heal himself and to help others who are dealing with the same, he decided to accept the hate fully and express what he was being viewed as for being a queer Black male, and hope that his work helps the few that he intended to, knowing that most will disagree with his decision. Also, he wanted to write about that cute boy he couldn't get enough of last summer. Now, looking into visual imagery and creativity of the music video, Lil Nas X spins an enchanting story. He starts you off in the Garden of Eden, showing you his expressions of temptation and lust. Then he is condemned and judged for his actions, where he is executed by a thrown stone. Descended to hell fabulously, meets up with the devil for a kiki, rides him, and when he had a chance, executed him, taking the crowns, gaining his wings. It's definitely very detailed and visually appealing all the way through. If you did not have any sound while playing the music video, you would still be able to follow the story. Now, the visual message of the video is probably where the most controversy is occurring with a lot of the audience, because you can see Lil Nas X descend by stripper pole to hell and gyrate his crotch on Satan while he looks at the camera. Though honestly, in my opinion, I am not seeing why this is being considered as controversial in terms of the satanic imagery, because that aspect is not really new. And I can think of plenty of other Hollywood films and music artists who have dabbled in the aesthetic. So, from what I view, the controversy that is coming from this video is the same reason why this video is still groundbreaking. He is a queer man of color, embracing the negative stereotypes connected towards him, and in a way aggravating Christians for being so audacious to embrace the stereotypes that were supposed to oppress him, and instead use them to set him free. Recuperation. Overall, the music video really shows much work is needed in America specifically to be able to move forward toward a time where we as Americans can truly have freedom of sexual orientation, freedom of religion, and to be able to express both without worry of persecution. Lil Nas X's overall career actually shows how inclusive he is towards all communities. He has attracted conservatives and progressives alike with his singles that he's published in the past few years. It was only when he started to include more communities, whether sexual orientation or religion, is when others that he already included had a problem. So no, I do not think this was an attack on conservatives or Christians. In fact, I am sure he embraces or supports your freedom to express your ideologies. He just wants the freedom to express his. Period. Rating this music video on a scale from 0 to 4, I would have to give Lil Nas X's music video a 4. Perfect. His execution was near flawless with imagery and creativity. His message was clear, at least from my perspective, and he was, and still is, very brave for showing how far America still has to go. That's all for now. Tune in next time for more sensational reviews, and please do not be hesitant to leave any suggestions in the comments section below. See ya.